Good morning, everyone. This is Tom Osa from Rockland's News. Thanks for tuning in to our morning broadcast. As we mentioned earlier this week, we will be live streaming every morning, just giving you the news briefs. WRCR radio is currently off the air, at least as far as local broadcasting. WABC radio recently purchased them and are simulcasting ABC 770 AM material onto WRCR. The word on the street is that local programming will continue in the near future, but in the meantime, we will be stepping into that spot. You can catch all the news that matters to you most at rocklandsnews.com. We post approximately 20 to 30 stories per week on a variety of different matters, and this podcast and now live stream is available at Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. We also have a newsletter that you could sign up for that's sent out only on a weekly basis because largely we don't like email, and I'm sure you don't either. There's just too many of them. But we're aggregating all of the content from the five towns as well as various matters, community related events, um, musical events, different things that are happening across Rockland County because it is a beautiful county that we live in and we should certainly continue to celebrate it. And let's get into the news right now. On the larger scale of things that have happened over the last several days, first of all, in Spring Valley, a taxi driver is facing serious charges after allegedly assaulting and attempting to rob a female passenger earlier this month. Authorities say Kevin Mazariego Figueroa, 22 years old from Ramapo, was arrested on May 7th and is charged with kidnapping, robbery, and assault after he refused to let the passenger out of his cab. He drove erratically and attacked her with a screwdriver. The victim managed to escape after the vehicle struck a fence, and the suspect was apprehended shortly afterwards by Ramapo police, and that story was first reported by The Patch. A building on Highview Road in Ramapo, previously flagged for multiple safety violations, has partially reopened after resolving most issues, according to News 12. Inspectors confirmed fixes including working fire alarms and sprinklers on the first floor, which houses a school and a dorm. However, the daycare on the upper floor remains closed pending approvals. Fines and further hearings are scheduled for next week in Ramapo Justice Court. In Clarkstown, police say a 20-year-old unlicensed driver accidentally accelerated into Bardonia Pharmacy on Route 304 while trying to park on Monday morning. Now, thankfully, no injuries were reported, and the driver was issued a summons for operating without a license. That story was covered by News 12 Hudson Valley. No word on if that driver is related to the driver that used the same car to crash into a bank twice a week and a half ago. Rockland Paramedic Services is celebrating EMS Week from May 18th to the 24th, honoring the dedication of local EMTs and paramedics. This year's theme is We Care for Everyone. Events include educational and wellness activities throughout the week. Residents are encouraged to participate and show appreciation online. For more, visit rocklandparamedics.org. The New York State Thruway Authority will host a public session on May 20th regarding the planned replacement of the Pine Hill Road Bridge in Woodbury. The project, scheduled for 2026, will improve safety and increase vertical clearance over the thruway. The meeting takes place from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Woodbury Senior Center. Details are available at thruway.ny.gov. And we're going to start getting some Memorial Day event information out there for you. First, the tip of the spear, if you will, is Spring Valley. Spring Valley will hold its annual Memorial Day commemorative event on May 26th at Village Hall. The ceremony, led by Mayor Alan Simon and the American Legion, will honor local heroes and include military traditions like the roll call and posting of the colors. All are welcome. Haverstraw has launched a community-driven rebranding project to boost downtown tourism and economic growth. Residents can take part by completing a bilingual survey. We actually only have to know one language, but the survey is available in two languages at whoishaverstraw.com. I think that was written the wrong way, or I said it the wrong way, but that's okay. The effort is funded through the state's Downtown Revitalization Initiative and will culminate in a new visual identity this fall. Yesterday, we interviewed Magda Truhan, who has been advocating for this for many, many years. She's very largely involved in beautifying Haverstraw. A good example is for the last 10 years, she's been working on the Haverstraw Eats and Beats celebration that's held every year. And it's a fantastic event. They're going to be doing their 11th one this year. Yesterday, we got the chance to interview Magda, and that podcast is available on our Apple Podcast and Spotify locations. And brand new domain name to get over to those locations and listen to it right now, rocklandsound.com. And you can hear all the podcasts, current as well as past. And there's some really great episodes. We have County Executive Ed Day, Senator Bill Weber, Congressman Bill Lawler, Congressman Mike Lawler. Sorry, still working on waking up early enough to do these. But Congressman Mike Lawler, and a variety of other town supervisors, mayors, and of course stakeholders in the county, such as Magda, who has really done an amazing job since I know her. She's a wonderful individual. So check out that podcast. It is available. Just head to rocklandsound.com. Rockland County is hosting Envision Rockland's public workshops to gather resident feedback for its updated comprehensive plan, and sessions are being held throughout the county. I was at the Envision Rockland meeting in the village of Haverstraw last week. It was really interesting. You got to go around and check out different categories of ways that you can imagine Rockland being a better place, such as tourism, economic development, roads, infrastructure, culture, and you could place sticky notes on each of the individual boards. So it's very old school. I was talking with Magda about it yesterday on the podcast, but very cool. Just kind of like throwing sticky notes and ideas, and the organization that is helping out with that, with Envision Rockland, will aggregate all that information. And there are more dates available to participate. It's around the county, so you could check it out, all the dates out. As a matter of fact, just because they're really important, because the comprehensive plan hasn't been updated literally in, oh goodness, like about 13 years, some crazy amount like that. That's way too long, let's face it. But it's good that they're doing this. So let's go over there, envisionrockland.org. Wait, maybe it's .com. I think I got the wrong information on that. Yep, it's envisionrockland.com. Apologies on that. All right, so the Thursday, May 8th was at the Haverstraw Center in the village of Haverstraw. The next one is going to be at the Palisade Center on Wednesday, May 21st from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Wednesday, May 28th is going to be at Patriot Hills Senior and Community Center, 19 Clubhouse Lane in Stony Point. May 29th, that's a Thursday, Rockland County Fire Training Center in Pomona. And finally, at the St. Thomas Aquinas College in Spark Hill on Thursday, June 5th, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. There's a whole bunch of different surveys, interactive maps, whole bunches of things. You definitely got to check it out. And you can check all that information out at envisionrockland.com. Hold, please. Pausing for coffee. I really need a co-host. I have a co-host in mind, and I'm going to be sending this to him or her, because I'm not naming names, but I'm really encouraging that person to be my co-host, because I cannot do this on my own. I am the tip of the spear, but I really don't want to be, and I hope you understand that. Let's keep on going with the news. The Ramapo Rail Trail team is seeking input from residents who live near regional trails. The responses will help shape an upcoming town hall meeting, and you can share your thoughts via their survey at bit.ly/rail trail survey. Let's actually take that web address and see where it goes, because I haven't checked this out yet. Bit.ly. Okay, so it's going to take you to a Google Doc, that is going to essentially, and I'll read it off to you. Thank you for taking the time to help us bring our vision to life. Friends of the Ramapo Rail Trail is a growing group of Rockland locals proposing the creation of a multi-use greenway that would connect Airmont, Muncie, and Spring Valley. This 3.5-mile section of the old Piermont rail line has not been used since the 1970s. And I know the person that is one of the individuals that is spearheading this project, and that is Joanne. Joanne, how you doing? And she has been a reporter for Rockland News several times over. She reports on matters in Spring Valley. So if you get a chance, check it out, and certainly provide your feedback about the rail trail. The idea of maybe having that, it seems like an awesome idea. I mean, quite frankly, there's one up in I want to say Chester. I could be getting the exact village or town wrong, but up in Orange County, there is a rail trail that my friend and I, Tom Cianelli, we biked a few times, and it is fantastic, especially in the autumn when the leaves are just starting to turn color. Really helps you to get away from all the technology that's around you and so on. It's really a very cool ride. You first have to learn how to ride a bike, but you can certainly walk. But yeah, if we have that around here, I would certainly use it. I don't know if you would, but definitely share your thoughts on the survey at bit.ly/rail trail survey. Very cool. And thank you, Joanne, for providing that information to us. Next up, volunteers are invited to join the Spring Valley Placemakers and Rotary Club for a cleanup at Memorial Park on May 17th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And the event includes community building activities, music, refreshments, and you can register right now at keeprocklandsbeautiful.org. I'm just going to, because I don't think that my team gave me the entire. Okay, that is the correct web address, keeprocklandsbeautiful.org, and you can learn more about the Spring Valley cleanup. Again, it's going to be on May 17th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Rounding the turn, Farley Elementary School is calling on professionals to volunteer for its Career Day on May 30th. Volunteers will speak with students about their career paths that inspire the next generation. And to sign up, contact Tiana Quattrucci at tquattrucci@northrockland.org. Let me write that. We're on the radio. How the heck did they do this on the morning show? Did they read off the individual email addresses? Let's try that. The letter T, QUATTRUCCI at northrockland.org. And I think what we're going to do, and again, tip of the spear, we're learning as we go along doing these live streams. I'm reading these news blurbs, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to post these to Rockland's News on a daily basis. We actually do have a Today section that we can repurpose for that. And fun little fact, WRCR Radio and Jeff and Will from the morning show, and sorry that it's that time has ended, but they would post the news, and we had an arrangement with WRCR where we would grab that news and post it in the Today section. But now that section is no longer valid, so we're going to have to repurpose it, and that's okay. So we'll be posting these news blurbs over there, and hopefully it'll be useful, and you'll be able to click on the web addresses as applicable. Turning to the traffic, drivers in Stony Point and Rockland County are urged to plan ahead this Sunday, May 18th, as the 2025 Grand Fondo Bike Race will pass through the area between 8 a.m. and noon. Cyclists will enter Stony Point via River Road, continuing through key routes including Route 9W North and Gate Hill Road. In Haverstraw, the bikes will be coming likely through the village. And just so you get an idea of the roads that are traversed, because I did do the Grand Fondo, I think like about 7 or 8, maybe 9 years ago with my colleague John Fox from the Stony Point Seals. It starts off on the lower level of the Bear Mountain Bridge, if they haven't moved it, and then it comes up Route 9W, and it's actually beautiful, just biking and so on. It is a long, long day for the bikers. Literally, I mean, the one that we did, it was in wet and damp and rainy weather. It's if you're going the full course, you're doing about 90 miles from New York City all the way up to Bear Mountain and then back toward New York City. One of the checkpoints is over at Clover Stadium, at least back in the day. And I was able to get all the way up to Bear Mountain. I went to Perkins Memorial Drive, which is a fantastic view up there, and then came down. And by the time I got to Clover Stadium, I was like, the heck with this, and just called it a day. But it was a really, really fun day, exhausting but very fun. So yeah, the Grand Fondo is going to be around this Sunday, May 18th. And definitely be aware of this, especially if you're making plans to travel, because those pesky bikers, they just get in your way just ever so slightly. And Rockland County is holding its first ever Economic Development Forum, taking place today at the JCC Rocklands in West Nyack. There's two sessions. I'm actually going to the morning session, which is at 8:30. The evening session runs from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. and it's a public forum to learn more about the county's economy, talk about challenges, benefits, and also make your voice heard. It's hosted by County Executive Ed Day, Economic Development Director Jenna Nazario. The event is free, includes refreshments, and check this out, if you have kids, it offers free childcare. And I'm not sure if registration is still available, but you can definitely check it out. Head over to the Rockland County main website and look for this particular forum. The Rockland Business Association is a major proponent of this as well. So I highly encourage those of you that are interested in helping to develop the future of Rockland County. And you could see some of these things converging just on a broader scale. You got an economic development forum that's happening. You got Envision Rockland that is going around the county and collecting information to find out how our residents want Rockland County to be and look and feel in the next 10 years. You have rebranding in the village of Haverstraw and multiple different locations. These projects are happening right now. If we span back literally 5-6 years now, post-COVID, now we're starting to gain some momentum, and it's encouraging. And I think that that's something that we can all rally around, and I do highly recommend that you participate, even in some small capacity. There's online surveys that you could take, and you can also participate in meetings like this, the Economic Development Forum. So that's going to be from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. this evening at the JCC Rockland. And again, head over to the Rockland County main website, see if you could register still. Turning our sights to the weather, and just so you know, I was speaking with Magda yesterday after the podcast, and she said, "Why are you reporting on the weather? People could just go to Google." And I said, I don't know. People like to hear it rather than see it. I mean, it's a little bit, I'm trying to be the annoyingly calm, warm, friendly voice in the morning that's doing this. But I'm not sure if you want to hear the weather. I really don't. All I know is that WRCR did it for years under Mark Hannock, and then Jeff and Will. So we're doing the weather for now. And if that doesn't work, please send me lots of messages saying, no, don't do the weather. But here is the deal. Today through Saturday is going to rain. Wednesday, 61 degrees. That's today, by the way. 61 degrees today with a low of 55. Thursday, rain, 71 degrees. Friday, rain, 73 degrees. Saturday, it's going to thunderstorm with 74-degree high, low of 59. And then we're going to get a little bit of a break for a few days. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, it's going to be partially cloudy, or you want to say partially sunny if you really want to be positive about the whole thing. 70 degrees on Sunday, Monday 65, and Tuesday 62. And then at this time next week, Wednesday, it's going to rain, 62 degrees. So that is your forecast for the next 7 or 8 days. Um, and what else do we have? I think that's about it. Oh, I remember what I wanted to say. Okay, so we got a message last night from Rockland's News on Rockland News's email. Let me just see if I could bring this up. Okay. A young man named Andrew Ace Greenspan. He's an original pop rock artist. He's 33 years old from Nyack. I'm going to read this off to you because I want to be accurate and so his name is Andrew Ace Greenspan. I am an original pop rock artist, 33-year-old from Nyack, New York, on the autism spectrum. I would love the opportunity to do a podcast feature with you. I am pursuing a new recovery album that has recently released. Living rough, hanging tough, about my personal story, overcoming addiction, developmental mental health challenges, and chronic pain. Today I am 1 year sober, off of over a dozen medications I was stuck on due to chronic neurological pain and challenges on the autism spectrum for over a decade long. Today I no longer take any medication and manage through writing, performing original music, eating healthy, and exercise. I would love to collaborate with you sometime and see if my powerful message of hope and recovery would be of interest to bring to Rockland News, showing that recovery is possible. So, Andrew, if you're listening to this, the answer is yes. I listened to your audio track this morning, and it's really good. And just so you know that I'm not buttering you up, I have a policy because I'm a musician. I have a personal policy, and this has to do with somebody that I used to work for and then play guitar and drums with. I will never, ever work with an untalented musician ever again. And the good news is you are talented. So I'm going to see if I can play this. Riverside has some really great features here. And I'm going to see if I can play this for the audience. Here's some of the audio that Ace sent to me. I'm just going to play just a little quick clip of it from the beginning. And then we're going to move along with our day. So here we go.
Dropping the ball. I once had it all. My dreams took a pause. I was out of line, but I'm back in the groove, one day at a time. Now I'm rising above, making amends, caught in a path that won't be condemned. This fiction feels good inside my skin. I hope the Lord shines down and clears my cells. I've been living rough. I've been living rough, but I'm hanging tough, hanging tough. I can feel it, I can be my best friend through the bitter end. I hope this never ends. I've danced with the devil to every heart-wrenching tune. I was such a rebel, lost to live with the wounds, but I still carry on.
All right, so that was Ace Greenspan. Let me see if I got some information. And by the way, Ace was recently featured on News 12. You can catch Ace's music on Apple Music. We'll post this afterwards because the links are just so on and so forth. But Apple as well as Spotify, I'm going to be checking out his music. I'm very impressed. And so, like I said, the short answer is yes. We are going to be getting Ace on the show, schedules permitting. And I am going to give you his web address. It's not too bad, so just bear with me. And again, it will be available on the Rockland News Today tab. You go to rocklandnews.com/today. The web address is andrewace.irmbooking.com/home. All right. So that is a great way to end the live stream today. We're going to put some additional material out there over the next few hours. We have a variety of different interviewees and guests that we already interviewed yesterday. We had an interview with Gregory and Milka Pereira from 202 Cannabis. They're giving us an update on how everything went with the ribbon cutting. I got the chance to speak with them before the ribbon cutting, and now we have information on how the ribbon cutting went after the fact, which is fantastic. Town of Haverstraw Supervisor Howard Phillips and several other dignitaries were there, as well as myself, non-dignitary, but still, I was there. And we also have an interview with John Sandak from Outsource My IT. He's talking about cybersecurity and different ways that you can protect yourself. We're welcoming him back on the show. So stick around. There's going to be a lot more information, a lot more news that's relevant to you. And for all the news that matters to you most, head over to rocklandnews.com. We post 20 to 30 stories per week on a variety of matters all across Rockland County. And the podcast is posted regularly, as you already know. And we also have a newsletter that you can sign up for just once a week that grabs all the information that we post, as well as what we get from around the villages and towns of Rockland County. And we put them on one nice, neat little newsletter that you can read it and then hopefully delete it. We don't need to be in your inbox forever. Okay, we are headed out, and this live stream went a little bit longer than we expected. So again, we're feeling this out. Just bear with us. We want to fill in the gaps of live news for the time being. And if you have any suggestions, by the way, please do not hesitate to contact us. You can go to rocklandnews.com/alert with a T. And also, finally, if you are interested in being a host of this Rockland's News morning show, let us know, because I am not doing this forever. I have two businesses to run, and I'm very happy with it, but I definitely value my morning sleep. Getting up at 5:30 in the morning is just not in my brain chemistry, and that's okay. If there's people out there that can do it, and they can deliver the news very accurately, objectively, and also, it won't be too tough of a bar for you to be more likable than me. So that won't be a problem 99% of the time. But anyway, if you'd like to be even a guest host, head over to rocklandnews.com/alert, choose the podcast option, and then throw in your information in there. Our team over at Rockland News will be checking it out and giving me the best recommendations. And maybe we'll just have you on as a guest host for one day, see if it works out. If it doesn't work out, fare thee well. If it does work out, then hey, maybe we could bring you back. Kind of like the Jon Stewart show. I don't know if you guys have heard about. So Jon Stewart, he has the Daily Show, and he had it for many years, and he was off the air for a while, but he brought it back, I guess, like about a year and a half ago. And basically the format now is he is only broadcasting one day a week, and then he's got 4 guest hosts. So I think that would be the right framework. I think that if we're doing, maybe me once, if that, and then 4 other guest hosts or podcasters or live streamers or just broadcasters, I think that can be done. You got to be web savvy. You got to be able to use new types of equipment. This is not like, no offense, old school AM radio. This is using updated software, updated applications, things like that. We can train you and we can show you how to do it. It's not that bad, but it's definitely something. And, we're looking to make this something that's valuable to the general public of Rockland County. And also one other thing, and this is really, really, really important, is that we are not looking to politicize. We're obviously going to have some really awesome guests. We already have Senator Bill Weber that's planning to be on the show. He's been on several times before. County Executive Ed Day has been on the show before. Town supervisors, so on, business owners, retailers, creators, musicians. So we're going to make this an interesting and lively show. But most certainly, we want to make sure that it's, we're not skewing it to far left, far right. Let CNN and Fox News handle that. We're out of that game. Anyway, my name is Tom Osa. We're going on 30 minutes. We're just going to end this podcast live stream now. Thank you to everybody that has supported this, tuned in on this, and a very, very special thanks to our sponsors at Rockland's News. And we will see you tomorrow. Remember, if you have any suggestions or if you want to be a podcaster, et cetera, head over to rocklandnews.com/alert. And we'll talk with you next time. Take care.